What's up YouTube, this is GalacticGod, and I'm coming at you now with a GoGoGo deck profile. This of course is an updated version of the deck that I produced probably, I don't know, a couple months ago, and I know at least over a format ago. I really kind of wanted to revisit the deck at this point because of all the new rank 4s that are going to be coming out with the next set, and I kind of wanted to just test it out and see how well this deck can perform, you know, in the upcoming meta. So I've been doing a lot of pre-testing with it up here on DevPro, in real life with my friends, and I really like it quite a bit. So anyhow, I'm going to run through all the cards in the deck and then kind of give you a brief explanation of why I've chose some of the cards that I did, and then give you a little brief tutorial on some of the combos the deck is capable of performing. Alright, here we go. Alright, so right now we are playing two of the GoGoGo Golems. I have very much been thinking about cutting this down to one. He's just really integral to getting a lot of your weird combos off, and getting them into the graveyard as fast as possible is really important. But as for right now, I've been testing it out at 2. Alright, so up next we have 3 copies of the GoGoGo Giant. Whenever he is a normal summon, you can special summon out a GoGoGo monster from your graveyard to the field. He's going to go great with the next card that we have right here, which is GoGoGo Ghost. Whenever GoGoGo Ghost is special summoned, you're allowed to special summon out a GoGoGo Golem from your graveyard. So ideally, what you could do is just normal summon Giant. Giant allows you to special summon Ghost. Ghost allows you to special summon out Golem. So you get 3 of them out on the field really fast. This was more prevalent of a combo back in the day when Shockmaster was still around and at our disposal, because then you can go right into a quick Shockmaster, even on the first turn if you're able to set up your graveyard the correct way. So that was pretty cool. But there's still a lot of really good things we can do with this. Alright. So next up, we are playing 3 copies of Mezuki. So for those of you guys who do not know, GoGoGo Ghost is actually a zombie card. I do not know why, but it is, which is pretty cool. So once you get Mezuki into the graveyard, it helps out a lot, because then you got instant access to going into one of your combos. So you can just remove Mezuki from the graveyard, allows you to special summon Ghost, which allows you to special summon Golem. You can go to a quick rank 4 right off the bat. Alright, so from there we are playing 3 copies of Kagetokage. Pretty self-explanatory. His effect is pretty good, because that way if you draw into a Golem your first turn, you can go ahead and special summon out a Kagetokage and go right into Lavalval Chain. Alright, and then you can do is just ditch out your Golem to send your Ghost to the graveyard. Ideally also, if you draw into a Ghost and a Kagetokage, you can do the same thing. Go into Lavalval Chain, except this time you're going to detach Ghost to send Golem to the graveyard. You really need to get these 2 into the graveyard. They are kind of the key to all your little plays that you're going to do. Alright, so after the Kagetokages, we are also playing 2 copies of the Masked Chameleon. Masked Chameleon is awesome because it will allow you to special summon out a GoGoGo Ghost. GoGoGo Ghost effect will not activate at this point because it is negated by Masked Chameleon, and you're only allowed to special summon from the extra deck after you use Masked Chameleon's effect. But besides Ghost, you can also grab Golem as a target, so you actually have 6 targets in the graveyard for Chameleon, so it's pretty cool. So from there we have 2 copies of Maxx. I know a lot of people are running 3 at this point, but I also still like to run 2 copies of Effect Veiler, especially now at the beginning of the format. I've seen a lot of different Fire Fist decks out there, and Bear just kind of comes out and just starts destroying everything. Gets on my nerves quite a bit. Plus, at the start of the format, you're going to see a lot more rogue decks before the meta is actually defined, and I feel like having both Maxx and Veiler in my deck kind of allows me a lot of different options. Alright. So for our final little tech card, we are playing Gigantes. He does have that, you know, heavy storm-like effect, which I guess could come in handy every once in a while. But mostly I like him because he's level 4, and you can special summon him by just removing an Earth monster. So dead cards like Maxx or GoGoGo Giant in the graveyard can easily be removed to get him out, to give you that extra piece to going into the rank 4 that you need. Alright, so for spells, we have 3 copies of Book of Life, 2 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon, 2 copies of Forbidden Lance, a Book of Moon, a Foolish Burial, and then a Dark Hole to kind of round things up. Foolish can be a real integral card to the deck. It allows you to send your Golem or Ghost or whatever piece of the combo you're missing to the graveyard, or it can send you a Mezuki to the graveyard, which will allow you to then go off with an easy rank 4 play. Alright, that's going to do it for spells. Alright, so for traps, we have Solemn Warning, Bottomless Trap Hole, Compulse, and Torrential Tribute, so the main 4 right there. We also have 1 Mirror Force, so just like the added monster removal. We're playing 2 copies of Dimensional Prison. I really like this trap right now. It gets around a lot of really problematic cards that sometimes you can run into. And then finally, we're playing 2 copies of the Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. We have lots of targets that we can discard for it. Typically, you just want GoGoGo Golem in the graveyard, so discarding him for Phoenix Wing Wind Blast is not that big of a deal. Mezuki is the most ideal target, because once it gets into the graveyard, you can then go ahead and remove it to special summon Ghost, that special summons Golem, so get a nice little chain going. Also, if you have kind of dead Kagetokages in your hand, you're not drawing, other level 4 monsters to go ahead and use the effect, or whatever the case may be, sometimes you can discard them as well. And just stacking cards back on your opponent's deck is usually, quite a bit of a nuisance to them, and always, good times for you, bad times for them. Alright? Alright, so for the Synchro aspect of the extra deck, we are playing Scrap Dragon, Stardust Spark Dragon, and Crimson Blader. Although this could easily be, changed around somewhat, I do definitely like Scrap Dragon, Stardust Spark Dragon. I have been thinking about, taking out Crimson Blader because I don't run into dragons quite as much right now, but that could always change. Although it does help out a lot against Mermails and some of the other kind of decks. Just maybe perhaps switching them back to regular Stardust Dragon, or even Thought Ruler, or just whatever kind of level 8 Synchro monsters you think would work best in the deck. Alright. So for the big dogs, if you will, the big rank 4s, the ones that require 3 to get them out, I have Evilswarm Ouroboros and Vylon Disigma. Both these cards are still really good. Evilswarm is quite strong, get around a lot of stuff, and then Disigma is really cool. Just snag up their monster, really give them some grief. From there, we're playing 2 copies of King of the Feral Lamp. This card is pretty self-explanatory. I'm playing 3 Kagetokages and 2 Masked Chameleons, so lots of different targets for it. Alright. Alright, so for the rest of the rank 4s, we have Blackship, Cowboy, Direwolf, Maestroke, Photon Papilloperative, Utopia, Disigma, and then just 1 Lavalval Chain. I thought about sometimes, bumping this up to 2, but really you just need 1 to get it going. Typically, you normally have draw into one of your pieces, either Golem or Ghost or whatever it is, and then once you get a Kagetokage, you can start going off and sending the missing one that you need to the graveyard. Once it's in the graveyard, you don't really need Lavalval Chain as much anymore. Lavalval Chain actually does survive the turn. You can go ahead and send maybe a Mezuki to the graveyard, which is cool. Allows you to, get that rank 4 playoff pretty fast. And that's going to do it for the extra deck. Alright YouTube, and there you have it. This was my GoGoGo deck profile. I do actually believe that this deck will be getting a lot more stronger once the new Exceeds from the next set are released. But until then, I still think this is a pretty solid deck, but let me know what you guys think of it down in the comment section below. Any cards you think I missed, or any ways you think the deck can be improved, are always most welcome to hear. Also, like I said earlier, I've been dueling a lot with this deck up on DevPro and whatnot. So if you'd like to see some of the duels featuring this deck up on my channel, let me know that as well. And I guess that's going to do it for now. This is GalacticGod, out.